Now this is the first time that I've stood here in around 45 years. Hey Exploration Nation, I'm at a location that is very special to me, and there's not really much of anything left. It's been a lot of years. I'm at the golf course where my father taught me how to play golf, and it closed 10 years ago, and it had been in business since the 1950s. Originally was sold, and then after it sold, sometime after that, it closed, went out of business. And we played a lot here during my high school years in the 70s, and we had a lot of happy memories here. Now, I never did become what would be known as a golfer. I still play occasionally. Haven't had time in several years now because of my work schedule, but I never did catch on to it. I mean, I can play, but I'm what they would call a duffer. But the golfers throughout the years have been very patient, very nice about it, and I do enjoy playing. I do enjoy getting out on the course. So that's the point. Now, where I'm standing is where the clubhouse used to be. The clubhouse used to be round. It used to be right over there. And we used to be members here. It was a small country club and public course. We started playing here as a guest at first, and then my father bought a membership. And like I said, it's a very small country club. You can tell by the parking lot how little it was, but a very nice place to come play golf. And I would like to dedicate this video to my father's memory. He passed away in 2015, and I miss him. I really miss him. And I've been wanting to come back down here one more time and see it before it all gets sold off, and I don't know what's going to go here. It's all still for sale, but some type of development undoubtedly, because it would cost a fortune to turn this back into a golf course. I would like to see it a golf course again, but unless some large company that owns courses all over the place took an interest in it and refurbished it, that would be the only chance it would have. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Going to see what we can see what is left here. And so let's go. Nice, beautiful, sunny day, kind of warmish. It's going to get hot a little bit later, but that's all right. So let's go. Before we go out onto the course, I saw the tennis courts a while ago. Now, the tennis courts were added later. Now, we were still living here at the time, and when we first started playing here, it was just a golf course. There was also a swimming pool up there in the area of the clubhouse that was added later, along with the tennis courts. And all of this was back in the 70s when we used to play here. And this parking area here was added sometime after we first started playing here. It's a shame it went out of business. Some of the last reviews online of the course were not good, so I don't know what happened, but a lot of the reviews said the course was not in good condition at all. Now it looks like I think that was a storage building right there. I started to say I wonder what that was, but I believe that was storage buildings, or a storage building, if I remember right. Because I do remember seeing it. And I guess this was just a little small storage building. And here are the old tennis courts. Had lights. Back in the day, they're pretty nice. But nature's taking it back. And in the 70s, tennis started gaining popularity. And so tennis courts went in everywhere for a while. And you can see it's pretty good sized here. There was a few courts here. Be out here in the country. And people used to come play. When Dad and I came out to play golf, we'd see people coming to play tennis out here in pretty fair numbers. See how far back this goes? Well, right there's the fence and of course the lights. It's really sad that it went under. The place had a lot of potential. They used to have tournaments, golf tournaments out here. There were times when Dad and I would come out to play, we didn't know if there was a tournament going, and we'd have to turn around and go somewhere else because of a tournament going. So back in its day, this was a pretty busy place. Spider webs. Oh my goodness, what a spider. That's a, looks like a type of garden spider, but yeah, that's what my dad would call a Humpty Goodle eye. I almost walked right in the middle of that. Not afraid of them, but don't want them on me, especially when they're that size. So go around, and here's a net still here after all these years. And goes under there, and undoubtedly, yep, comes out the other side. Nature taking everything back, net and all. So sad. Anytime I'm in a place like this, I can almost hear people having such a good time. Maybe fathers and sons playing, fathers and daughters, or entire families. I can almost hear them. And imagine what it was like with families that made memories here. And now it is eerily quiet. And just a reminder, all players must check in first. Here's one of the posts for the netting. Let's go on and see what else we can see. Probably another check-in sign. Yes, it is. Trying to go without saying, but you know, I guess sometimes they might have the occasional person who would, or people, I should say, come in here and try to play without paying. Although in those days, that wouldn't be a huge problem. Of course, used to be operated on a on the honor system, if the owner was not in the clubhouse when you got here, and that happened to us a few times, then you were allowed to go ahead and start playing, and you just paid when you got back. And there was one time where when we finished playing, the owner still wasn't here, and so we caught it up the next time. We played here so much, it wasn't a long time that he was out the green fee. That's the way things were at one time, believe it or not. Not that long ago. I wonder what those are down there. I will most likely never be able to come back here again. This is a little bit of a drive, about 2.5 hours, which in the exploration world isn't much, but because of my work schedule, I'm not really free to travel. Okay, that's where the tree up, and there's another level area back here. Looks like concrete, so let's check it out while we're here. I believe this is another storage area. Yes, it is. Looks like there was a fence here at one time. I wonder if the pool was down here. This is where the pool was. It's filled in. I really don't know. I thought the pool was closer to the clubhouse than this, but... And a tennis ball. And of course the vandals have been here. I never understand the point. I know y'all probably get tired of hearing me say that, but it just really irks me. I'll tell you, I was thinking if it wasn't so far out in the country, if you're homeless, that'd make a pretty decent little place to stay right there. But it's so far away from everything, it wouldn't be practical unless you had some form of transportation, like a bicycle at least. You could go get stuff. Now, sometime after we moved away in the late 70s, back 9 was put in over this way, and if I have time, I'd like to try to walk that and see what's out there, but it may be hard enough on the front 9, where the front 9 used to be, because things overgrown. I may not be able to follow the course exactly, and never was on the back 9. They were starting to clear the land when we moved away, so we never played back there. Okay, where I'm standing is the first tee. It took me a second to find it, but you can see the rough outline right here where it's banked up all around. This was it. Everything being overgrown, it's hard to find, but this is definitely it. Now, this is the first time that I've stood here in around 45 years. And when I was a beginning golfer, I used to have such a hard time with this. You can see wide open spaces. Shouldn't be, but I did. I stood here many a time. Drove many a golf ball from here. And so did Dad. I can imagine me here about ready to hit, and Dad standing about right over there. Almost see him. You never realize the really good and simple times while they're happening. Our lives were so simple then. And you never realize it until you get way down the road and realize just how complicated things can get. Now I'm walking out the old cart path. Now while we're walking here, there's another little story I'd like to tell you. After my dad got good at the game of golf, he got to the point where he could drive one shot from the tee down there over the top of that hill. Okay? And you can see wide open spaces. Trees have not been cut down. This is pretty much the way it looked. That one was not there back then. The first tree was this one here, and that's the tree that Dad always said to aim for. When you're hitting, aim for the tree. And I thought, you know, good. You know, I end up under it and try to figure out how to get back out of it. But for the longest, making it from there to there is not a problem. It's not an issue. Okay. So one day we came out here, and he hit a ball that sailed way over this rise here. And I mean, it was probably one of the best shots of his life at that time. And we both said, I think that ball may be on the green up here. So we walked and walked. And the aiming tree right there. Yeah, it is pretty. But we walked up here, and these trees over here, all these little trees, were not there. You could see over to the next hole right there. And so we got up here, couldn't find the ball. We looked in the fairway, we looked either side, but the ball wasn't moving. It was going straight last time we saw it. And we scoured everywhere. I even went where I knew that ball couldn't have gone, over there along the tree line by the road. Never could find it. And with the fairway grass, the course was well kept. It wasn't hard to find a golf ball, especially with big, long, wide fairways like this. Never could find it. So we just kind of surmised that maybe that thing was on the green. Maybe it was. And we walked all the way to the green, which we'll get to in just a couple of minutes. No ball. Looked beyond it, no ball. And that particular day was one of the few times, it was on a weekday during the summer, that we got out here and there was nobody here. Now you can see it's a relatively short hole. The green's on up here, but it was a par 4. Got up here to the green and nothing. Looked in the bunkers, nothing. And there used to be a little patch of bushes or whatever. Nothing. And to this day, I have no idea what happened to that ball. And neither did he. Last time we spoke, we talk about it every now and then because we're just so buffaloed, and actually thought it was funny later. Where in the world did it go? We searched all in there, nothing. And we talk about it every now and then, and we talked about it for the last time a few months before he passed away, and we still marveled at that. Now, if there had been other people out here, we'd have just written it off that somebody picked it up, probably by mistake, because like I said, these two fairways were in full view of each other in those days, and so if somebody hit one over here, might have mistakenly thought it was theirs and played it or picked it up. So that would have been our explanation, and wouldn't really have thought anything of it. It happens. But that was not the case. Now this, I believe, was the women's tee. That's what that is. I'd forgotten that was there. But there's an old cemetery out here. I don't think I passed. Right there it is. I'm surprised this is still here. Looks like there's been a little vandalism, which that's about par for the course. Can't quite read the dates, but I believe this goes back to the 1800s. Walk over there. Maybe the late 1800s. Yeah, the passing date on that stone was 1856, before the war between the states. Yes, I had a shot or two go, but that was just kind of a thing back in the day. Some people still respect graves in a cemetery. We never did climb over the wall to go get any balls in there. None of them were my father's. They were always mine. And you wonder. This just shows you what my golf skill was like for a long time. Alright, that's way over there. The tee is way back down there. See all this wide open space? Yeah, see guys, I told you I wasn't a golfer. I'm a little better than that now, but not a lot. It's just not one of those things I had a talent for, but I do enjoy getting out on the course and playing. It is very nice. And it is starting to get really hot. It is almost October, and the forecast for the next 10 days is still low to mid to upper 90s here. This is crazy. I was wanting to wait and do this until after it cooled down some, but if the property sold, then things would get built here, and this would be gone forever. And I've been wanting to come back and walk this one more time. In memory of my father. Here's the green. Yes, I was thinking there was a whole line of trees or something behind it. Now, for us to believe that he may have hit the green on his first shot, that'll tell you what kind of shot that was. I mean, he nailed it. And there were a few times, after he'd been playing a few years, that he would drive to right in here, right in front of the green. So quite a few putts here. Missed even more. Dad always told me, try to get in two. You can get yourself out of trouble by one or two putting the green. And he was right. I've gotten myself and salvaged a hole or two in the meantime by following that advice. And I don't see the cup where the cup was. I don't know when they closed it. And for those of you who don't play golf, me remembering where the hole was won't help, because from time to time, to even out the wear on the green, they move the cup around. So I don't see any place where it could be. There is no telling how many vintage golf balls there are out here. A few of them mine. This branches off there. This is where memory is starting to get me. I think the tee box is right over there. And that was, there used to be a little bridge going across there. Let's go around here and see. No, that's way too close to the road. That wasn't the tee box. I don't know what that branched off for. Oh, that's a relief. Man, it feels like it's 10 degrees cooler right in here. Yeah, I think this is the second hole right here. And there is a cutoff down here that's been overgrown into the woods. That is probably what's left of a watering stand. They used to have big igloo water cans sitting on stands on the course. I think there were 2, maybe 3. I'm thinking this may be where the women's tee is. If we don't come across another area where it's leveled out like this, then this will be it. But if this is the women's tee, that means the old tee is back there and been overgrown. Don't remember. I wish I had an old map to the place. Now that might be the green up there. This might have been a par 3 right here. That was the tee. May have been one of the places where all 3 tee markers for pros, amateurs, and women were all 3 on the tee box. That was probably the tee back there. This would be the women's tee here. Going that way. So apparently the tee for that hole down there is down here somewhere. It's been too many years, folks. So far, there hasn't been anything left of the old course. I didn't expect it to. It's been too long. So everything's gone, and if there was anything left behind, it's been stolen. There's no doubt. You can see the little bit of vandalism on that storage shed thing on that we looked at a while ago near the tennis courts. Somebody gone to the trouble of bringing a hatchet in here. Unbelievable. That's another old cedar tree. And it is really old right there. I do hope that whenever the land sells, they don't cut down these old trees. I see them left. They divide this up into lots for a subdivision. I hope somebody would see this and want it in their front yard. I would. That looks like the home to about 5,329 ants right there. I don't know, it just looks like it, and it's walking right through it no matter what, so. They're fire ants, we're about to find out for sure, and then I'll tell you for sure. Yes, this is the green right here. What's left of it. And that was anything but a par 3. That was another par 4. But, yeah, this is one. Yes, I remember this monster. The monster to me, because that big drop-off back there. I would end up with an approach shot right out there, and half the time I'd end up going all the way through the green back down the back side of that, and that ball would roll half a mile down there. I think I've lost a couple down there trying to be daring and gamble a little bit, and so there's probably one or two of my balls right back down in there still. You know, we haven't been overloaded with a lot of stuff out here. Never know what you'll find. I didn't expect this. And of course, people have been target practicing out here on it. That's nice. Yeah, this is a rest station. Well, there's some mega wasps in there. Water cooler there, rest station. Yeah, Dad and I have been here for sure. So far, I certainly hope you're enjoying this video. It's something I wanted to do. It's a trip down memory lane. And sometimes it helps, you know, to be some of the places where he's been, or have things that he had, which I do have some personal mementos, but this is one place that was really special. And so I'm glad I finally got the opportunity to come back here. I've been planning this for a long time, thinking about it, and I was kind of having to argue with myself. Yes, do it, because once it's gone forever. And then another part of me said, no, it's too far to drive. You don't really have the time, which I don't. I work 6 days a week, so I don't have the time to drive distances to do these videos. I wish I did, but when you don't, you don't. That's just the way it is. So I just have to get content wherever I can find it. But I do appreciate each and every one of you tagging along. I'm happy to share this with you, and I'm thankful for the technology to be able to share it with all of you. Otherwise, I'd just be out here by myself, which would be special. Yes, it would, and I would enjoy it. But it's awesome to be able to share it with people literally around the world. So thank you for watching, and if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe and comment, and when you finished watching, please share. Let other people know about it, especially anybody that plays golf. They might find some of this a little humorous. You know, talking about my game, it's definitely humorous. So I appreciate you watching. So let's go ahead and get back at it. Needed a break from the hot sun. This is still a decent rest stop, and I'd like to stay here longer, but I do need to keep moving. Yeah, I can almost hear Dad now talking about his game and mine and what we could do to improve while getting some water here. I'll tell you, I could use some water right now. Water here is long gone. And here's the tee. Yeah, and I believe this is a par 5. This is another one that used to give me problems. Of course, the whole course gave me problems. What are you talking about? But the main problem here is that hill right there. You got to be able to play good enough to get over that, because if you don't, you're going to end up plowing up enough ground to plant a row of corn getting up it. So, and I could have planted a few rows back in the day. So that was the main obstacle. It was a long time before I ever got to where I could get over that. And when I finally got it, That was a major accomplishment for me. Very eerie indeed. Very pretty, very peaceful, but eerie at the same time. I miss hearing the voices of the other golfers and the sound of the carts. In those days they had some gas-powered carts here, so you had to watch. If you were driving a cart, you had to watch it, not get too close to another golfer because they were noisy. And I think they did convert later to electric. But sound of the clubs clacking and people taking their shots, all gone, all missing. And I know it's just my perception, but it just seems like that belongs here. Houses don't belong here. Building developments don't belong here. The people belong here. So I really, really wish that whoever gets it would turn it back into a golf course. That would be awesome. And here's a 150-yard marker. Started to ask what that was over there, but it's an old dead tree that was surrounded by others. I'm going to go take a look at it though and see if there's something else there. Kind of looks like there was, but I don't think there was. I think that an old tree was it. And another old cedar tree. Yeah, that's all it is. Okay. Curiosity killed the cat. The satisfaction brought him back and made him an Urbexer. And there's another rest station down there. Let's go take a look. Another unexpected little surprise. Coming by, I didn't look down there and see. I didn't even see that. Glad I did. I would have missed it totally. Now this one looks newer. As a matter of fact, that looks like it hasn't been there all that long. This is the green. I think. I've said that before and missed it by literally about 75 yards. But I think that's the way to the next hole down there. Looks like another building down there too. Looks like two down there. So yeah, this will be the green. And this, where these trees are growing, look like where there might have been a bunker. Take a look at that from the outside on the way down. I'll tell you, just for the heck of it, I would really like to find the at least one of the holes on one of these greens, just for the heck of it. Don't think that there might have been a bunker right here. Yeah, you can see kind of an outline right there. You pan slowly right there, so as fast as I did that, you'd need Dramamine after that. It looks like there might have been a bunker right here. If there was, I located it for everybody so everybody would know where it was. Now this little rest station here looks like it was put in maybe when the course changed ownership, when the original owner sold it. Because that's pretty new looking. The shingles up there are in good shape. That's, yeah, it's the same design. I don't know, maybe when you want to refurbished an old one here. I don't remember one being here though. I do not. And once again, water right there. Target practice again. And here's some of the old paper cups they used to keep by the water can. Now this is a good question. Okay, I do believe this is somebody's deer stand. Because it overlooks that down there. It's like a good area for deer down there. Going all the way up here. An old school desk right there. Part of one. Yeah, I'm not in the shape that I used to be in for sure. And these straight up ladders are not easy anymore. I could have made it up there, but there's a couple of those slats that were about halfway out on their nails from coming off of there. Whoever built it would have been better off using deck screws on that. Hold it better. But that may have belonged to the second owner of the course. May have been his, may have hunted here when the course was closed or something, I don't know. May have put it up after the course went out of business. The only person I could see putting up a deer stand out here, because that'd be an awful lot of work for somebody to bring all that in here if the land wasn't theirs. It's kind of a flat area down there, so I'm wondering. Well, nope, wonder no more right here. Even though it's hot, it's a really nice day. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Despite the heat, Dad would have enjoyed it. Nice clear day. And I believe up here is a women's tee. Those have been the pro and men's tees. Back in the day, we would go around this course twice to make 18 holes. We'd stop at one rest stop, get some water, and then go on. And then between the 9th hole and starting over on the 1st, which would be the 10th, we'd stop in the clubhouse, get in that ice cold air conditioning for a few minutes, and then go on. Dad never did like to stop for long. He liked to keep up a rhythm and a pace. This is the green, and that was a gargantuan bunker. Well, we undoubtedly mapped out pretty well. Now I like coming up on greens like this, because you could hit it too hard, hit that bank and come back. I like the backstops. Sometimes when you're a duffer, you have to play a little bit like basketball. Bank shot counts as long as it goes in. Yes. Will be the 9th hole. And this right here holds kind of a sad memory. Guy I went to high school with, who was I think a year ahead of me. He was out here playing when Dad and I were out here one time, and we came up here. He was back here sitting on the ground resting. And after we spoke, I hit a really good shot from here onto the left side of that tree and beyond it. Now for some of you, that'd be a chip shot. For me, that was a shot. And he said, man, I didn't know you were a golfer. And I said, I didn't either until just now. This is the last place I was to see him, and that was years ago, about my senior year in high school. A couple of years ago, he was tragically killed in a bicycle accident. And it didn't involve a car or any other vehicle. It was a single vehicle accident, his bicycle, that was it. Just one of those freak things. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But it can happen. Absolutely. He's a very nice guy, and never did catch up with him on Facebook. I don't think he was ever there. This right here was the last place I ever saw him. I never knew that would be the last time I'd ever see him alive. My dad said here one time that tree is probably made of golf balls. Probably right. Just out of curiosity. Whoa, okay. It's kind of a quick walk through, see if I feel any old golf balls down there. It's scrumps so thick, I doubt it. There's no way to see it if it wasn't close enough on top of the stuff, all the debris and stuff to feel underfoot. I'll never find it. If there's anything left other than the core of it. Although whatever dug that hole right there might have found a couple. Maybe one of mine. But I sure found this a few times. When I got to where I could hit this far, I still had to go around it. Tried going over it, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. I did eventually get to the point where I could go over the top of this. Thinking the fairway went on down this way, but this looks like this was the green. Go over here and look for the cart path. Yes, the cart path's right there. the green, well, may or may not have been right in here. Oh, this has grown up so bad. Let's go this way. This is the direction where the clubhouse was anyhow. Yeah, I believe that was the green. Walk down here a little way. I think that goes back to where the clubhouse was, and this not sure. Yeah, I think this is the road to take you back to first hole right here. So you can play back 9. Okay, that wraps it up for this trip down memory lane. Thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I really appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much. And again, this is dedicated to my dad. Dad, I miss you and I love you. So long, everybody.